Spurs, they are in a bad place right now. This is The Social here on talkSPORT 2 with me, Flex, and Dan Bardell. We're going to be with you up until 5 p.m. and it's now time to take a look at the bottom of the Premier League table now. Spurs, Forest and West Ham all lost over the weekend. So as it stands, West Ham occupy the final relegation spot heading into the midweek fixtures. Dan, how many teams do you think are in the mix to go down, first off?
Well, there's two that are gone, obviously.
Yeah.
Wolves and Burnley are, as much as they're showing signs of life, and fair play to them because they could just let their season peter out there. They're at least giving it a go. They're actually showing more fight than Tottenham, both of those 100%. Teams, which is scary.
Those two teams aren't the worst two teams in the division.
No, Tottenham. The league at the moment, you're not so much looking at where people are placed, you're looking at the form, and Tottenham are the worst team in the Premier League right
100%.
now. It's not even close.
It's not.
It's not even close, and I'd be seriously worried, obviously, if I was a Tottenham fan. And then it's down to Tottenham, Forest, West Ham.
I look at Forest and I don't know. It does show you like about this relegation stuff that, you know, no one's too good for it, etc., etc. I really thought that, you know, under Sean Dyche, after they got rid of Ange Postecoglou, right, that'll be all right. Forest got so many good players, they'll be fine. Probably end up about mid-table, maybe just below, maybe about 13th, 14th or something like that, and they'll be fine. And they just haven't managed to kick-start. And I look at the team and I look at the ingredients that it's got and some of the players, and I don't see them sort of down in tools or being in a horrific position. But obviously in the table, though, they are.
Yeah. It's going to sound harsh. It's all down to the owner and Postecoglou.
Yeah, because of the bad, horrendous decisions they've made.
Nuno got them punching above their weight. Like, top 7 was probably above their station in some respects without being disrespectful. Whereas where they are now, they're better than that.
Yeah, way better.
Even under Dyche, like I think Dyche's record was something like in the time he was there, he had them 12th in the table, which is probably okay. He's obviously still ended up getting the sack, and the owner's gone for another manager that he knows well. We've worked with him before in Greece, I believe. But that Postecoglou era was a crime.
It really was. But I look at that team that started against Brighton, right? Matt Sells in goal, Ola Aina, Mikulentovic, Murillo, and Nico Williams. Anderson and Sangare, pretty solid that. You got Amari Hutchinson, you got Hudson-Odoi. Up front, Igor Jesus, I know he's been a bit of a hit and miss, I understand that. And of course, Gibbs White in the 10. That shouldn't be anywhere near relegation.
But players' confidence and form has took a hit, hasn't it? It just shows you, innit?
It's not about just being good enough as just the level of player. It's the mentality, isn't it, when you're down there?
Look at the goalkeeper, for example. Sells was probably the best goalkeeper in the Premier League last season.
Real last year.
The goal he let in against Brighton.
Shocking.
You've got to save that.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time this season. They've had trouble in goal with injuries and people coming in and not being good enough. But it just shows you that Nuno had them playing above their abilities or at the top end of their abilities. And for a lot of this season, unfortunately, I think the work rate's always there for the Forest players. Like Spurs fans are probably looking at their team and questioning work rate. I don't think the Forest fans would ever question attitudes or commitment or anything like that. But unfortunately, with the ball and keeping the ball out, they've not been good enough, and that's why they're suffering and they're down where they are. But I said earlier, I'd still back them, particularly at home, to like just put something together, just show signs of life and signs of fight. And their fans are like used to being down there. They had a season a couple of seasons ago where they stayed up quite late, and when Nuno first came in, he kept them up. So they've got experience of being in a relegation dogfight. Spurs, although they finished 17th last year,
no experience of really knowing what
they were never going down, were they? Which is
no.
mad to think when they finished 17th. They were always comfortable.
It was us and Spurs. It was United and Spurs last year where we were going, look at Ipswich, look at this. Look at Leicester, look at Southampton. I'll tell you what, luckily they're really poor, so everyone will be all right who's down there.
They're just not built for it either.
I was going
to say, like Forest, right? Down the bottom, got a talisman. Like Gibbs White will try and drag them through and drag them out of it. Where's Tottenham's talisman? Where's the leadership?
Exactly what I look at what Igor Tudor has available to him as one big problem. You listened to him in the package before we started talking about this. Where we don't run enough in the middle, we don't score enough at the top, and we don't defend well enough at the back. You have nothing then.
Yes.
He's saying we have
That's
nothing.
the entirety of football then that they're not very good at.
Yeah, and it's alarming after 2 games. I know it's not alarming in terms of we understand the position they're in. He would have understood the position they're in, but when you're after your first 2 games, The first one after Arsenal was, what is this club's, what does he say?
Mentality, basically.
Mentality, you know, what am I going to do about it? What are the players going to do? What are we all going to do about it? And then this one, he's basically, like we just said there, he's gone through each third and just said it's not good enough. So I don't see where they're going to buy a win from. I think if Spurs stay up, it will be because West Ham just couldn't get going. And on West Ham, their signings are looking okay at the minute.
The strikers coming in doing all right.
The strikers come in. Bought a couple of strikers, didn't they? They're doing okay. You're looking at the Sassi's bought a little bit of. And listen, we take the Liverpool game out of it. I know that.
Oh, he's a decent defender,
but he's decent enough. Is that enough to keep them up?
What I would say is that I think, again, West Ham have a talisman because they've got Jared Bowen. Somerville's a good player as well. Yeah. You know, the strikers come in
Souček keeps coming
doing
up
all
with
right.
goals.
Souček,
finding a way.
It's bizarre how he pops up with goals.
I just don't ever get it, but you got to take it after the goal.
Despite the fact they're letting 5 at Anfield.
Yeah, that's an anomaly.
They're shored up a little bit, aren't they? I would say out of the 3 teams that we're talking about, they've got the best manager. Again, a manager's got experience of being down there as well. So I'm saying now, West Ham have got the best manager, and I can see a talisman in there.
Forest got the best squad.
Forest have probably got, they've got a talisman. I don't know about the manager in all honesty in this situation. He kept Wolves up. Yeah,
he's done well.
So they've got the talisman, they've got the experience, and I think they probably will conjure up the best home form.
What do Spurs have? What do they have?
They've got a nice stadium.
They got an interim manager who is so.
They've got the worst manager of the 3.
They do 100%, and they've got the biggest unknown entity of the 3,
and the most ill-equipped squad of the 3 because they're just players that they don't know about being down there.
This is so damning on Spurs, and again,
they're lucky they're on 29 points.
100%, and you see that, you know, they were 2-0 down at half time against Fulham.
And you just expect it. It's not even like a surprise.
I was at my game and I was 1-0 down at the times, and I just popped my head on the scores and thought, we're interested. I'm not going to start trolling or anything, like, you know, getting in my Spurs guys, getting onto them and stuff. But when I watched the highlights, the whole first half, there were no Spurs highlights. Like, no shot. Like, I was like, oh, so it was clearly all Fulham in the first half then.
Yeah, and it could have been more. Fulham could have gone 3-0 up early in the second half as well.
That is crazy. And also, Iwobi's goal, by the way. I still don't know, like, how he's... I don't know how he's, like, the angle that he was at and how he's managed to get the ball in that corner from opening out his foot like a pass that way round. I still, like, it defies the physics a little bit. I don't know how he did it.
That goal doesn't happen against anyone else but Spurs. If he does that against any other team, it probably doesn't go in. But because it's Spurs, it just goes in.
Right, I'm going to ask you something, and I know you've kind of asked this, but I want to ask it properly. If someone within Spurs' ranks who's going to be available, I think Kudus is probably the only one who's due to actually be back and be able to help, because the rest of them are out till like May and like all the rest of the season. Who could just give them something for, say, because it's a relegation battle, so it's just 2 games. If Spurs could get 6 points, if they could just win 2 games, I think they'd be fine.
Yeah, that would get you to 35.
They'd probably be all right.
I still think you might need 40 points to stay up.
Do you think?
Possibly.
Do you think?
Maybe.
I can't see none of these getting 10 points before.
I don't think 35 would be enough.
Maybe like 38 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. But anyway, for Spurs, do you think, like, they can just find 2 results, big results at home? Let's look at who they got to play.
Where's Kulusevski? Is he not?
Oh, no, he's done for the season.
Not coming back at all.
He hasn't played since the Europa League final, mate.
Ooh,
and that was told it was just a knock. He's been out. He's been out for ages, whole season.
Forward players, I don't trust any of them but Kudus.
Right, so they're running. They got Palace at home next game.
Can't play at home, Spurs.
Right. Atletico Madrid away. Liverpool away.
Yeah, nothing.
Then Tottenham. Then Atletico return leg.
Yeah, forget about that, Frank.
Right,
Champions League doesn't concern them.
Right.
They're in there by freak,
right,
and they shouldn't be in there.
Forest at home. That's the one.
That weekend's critical.
That's the one. If they win that, they stay in the league.
But it's so Spursy that, like, Gibbs White was supposed to go there, and, you know, he'll show up and have the game of his life. No doubt.
That's the one, because we're saying about Forest's their squad, and they've got talisman. Do you trust them to go to Spurs and do what they're meant to do against a poor Spurs?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. After that,
everyone goes to Spurs and wins.
Okay, so let's say that's a bad one.
You said earlier when we were talking about Wolves, we talked about them getting a point at Spurs. Wolves should have won that game.
They should have won that game easily, and that was really.
And that was when Wolves were bad.
Yeah, that was when they were
really bad.
Okay, after that, after Forest at home for the 6-pointer you're talking about that they won't win, Sunderland away.
Tough place to go. Stadium of Light.
After that, Brighton at home.
Brighton have picked up. I'm just looking for reasons for Spurs to lose every game.
After that, Wolves away.
Oh, no. Tough place to go, Molyneux.
After that, Villa away.
Nah, Villa would have sorted themselves out by then.
After that, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, and then Everton. Mate, them games
they never beat Chelsea.
No.
Never. They're in serious,
that's massive. Every time you look at it,
danger.
you just go, where are these guys going to get a win from? But I'm just looking at, and maybe it's naively, I just think one of them home games, one of them, I know they can't play there. I know they can't. Surely they're going to win a game at home. Surely, bro. Surely.
Romero will come back in at some point from his ban and get sent off again.
Oh,
His third time this season.
Forest still in Europa as well, last 16 against Michelin.
But they've got to be. They won't prioritise.
Literally rest players.
Rotate. But they, you know what? They went to Fenerbahce and got a result.
They did. Yeah,
Maybe,
that's what I mean. They've
maybe
got
the Europa
something.
League might work differently, give them a bit of confidence.
100%. And you know what? Like you say, the way that they're losing football matches is completely different. They should not have lost against Liverpool. There was fight there. That was a really close game. And the Brighton game, listen, at 1-1, you're thinking, right, they've got back into it.
Conceded again too quick, and then that was it. The goals were in the first 35 minutes of the game, and then that was it. So, yeah, I think... Still something telling me they won't go down Spurs, but I'll be lucky if they don't.
They will. They
won't stay up by being good. It's going to be like if they're just the least worst of three teams.
Exactly.
What a miserable existence.
Yeah. Poor Spurs. Yeah. You listen to The Social on talkSPORT 2 with William Hill, 18+, gambleaware.org. Next up, it's Twitter Corners. And our set piece is really as bad as Arne Slot is making them out to be.